really quick. Are we live? We are live on YouTube. Here, Golden. One asset editor was open. Would I like to reopen it? I would like to. Let me also check if my other stuff saved. Yes. Well, let's try that again. Let's add a scalar parameter to this. Guys, I think we're gonna have to find a different way. I think we're gonna have to create a new material parameter collection. guys, I think we are cooked. Got my Steam page up today. Congrats, man. Hell yeah. First step down, or 14th, because there's so many steps to even getting that open. All right. I guess we're just gonna go ahead and create a new material parameter collection. MPC game state. All right. Scalar parameter. In photo mode. Yes. Yes. All right. So now from here, we can set scalar parameter value within the collection of game state, parameter name. Set that to 1. And then when we close it, we'll set it to 0. And surely there should not be any other way of closing the photo mode, right? Right. Right. We should be fine, right? We're going to be safe, I think. Now let's find the elite enemies. Let's find their helmet. Hmm. Parameter. Yes, game state in photo mode. Yes. Okay, all right. Failed to save. Why? Error deleting file. Delete file was unable to delete base enemy character. Why did you try to delete it? Does it delete it when it tries to save it? It's not read-only. I'm connected to source control. Dude. I'm gonna die. What is tying this file to not allow me to save it? I guess I didn't do a crazy amount of work. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We are going to revert it. Then we're gonna reopen it. Then we're gonna save it, checkout selected, and it still fails to save. Okay, I'm gonna close the project and hopefully nothing broke. Let me also check if there's any. Oh, oh look, there's 2 ghost UE4 editors in my. I should have checked that. I'm stupid, man. I'm so dumb. There's a random ghost UE4 editor task in my task manager. I should have checked that first. Newbie mistake. My next game is going to be built entirely in assembly. Or whatever the literally low-level coding language was. It's assembly, right? Is it assembly? There we go. Saved. Saved. It's saved. The project is fine. Fuck it, go binary. I literally don't even know where to get started with binary. I don't even know what assembly looks like. Assembly code example. How do people write code with this? No. People don't write code with this. There's no way. That's bullshit. That's not... No, that's not real. Is this... That's not... This isn't the... That's not it, right? This is not assembly, right? Is this assembly? Is this literally assembly code? That's not... This is not right. Does somebody have a screenshot of actual assembly code? It literally looks like the debug data that I get when it's incorrect coming out of Unreal. Assembly code example. Oh, let's do simple assembly. You know what? Let's do this. Roller Coaster Tycoon code example. Roller Coaster Tycoon was coded in assembly? Yes. Supposedly. It was coded in assembly. Where's my elite enemy? I was about to get scared there, I'm not gonna lie. Because I swear I saved this level. Because the 2 enemies are gone. There we go. We still do see that X there. We still see the indicator X. So that could be something to fix. The fact that uses a widget blueprint is kind of stupid. That definitely does not need to be a widget blueprint, but... Bloodthirst, credits, execute enemy. I forget what it's called, which is why I'm trying to look for it. Weapon clipping crosshair? Yeps, that's the one. Yep, John. Do you think you'll be putting it on the PS5? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Sony is a bit harder to work with to get games on their platform. I even have an Xbox dev kit, and part of me is like, well, you know, might as well to learn how it works, but man, we'll see. No promises. No promises. Here we go. Laser flashlight. I'm gonna ignore this one for now. Maybe I could put in a setting in here in the UI to turn off your laser and flashlight. I don't know. Is there anything else that I'm potentially missing? Yeah, just anything popping up. That disappears. Oh yeah, the slow-mo. I see what you mean by the slow-mo. The camera's all slow and everything. I don't actually know if I can edit the look speed. So we're gonna find we're gonna find out. I'm gonna try to though. Oh right, input yaw scale and input pitch scale. Currently we have it set at 2.5. Let me set it to 1. Let's see what happens if I set it to 1. Yeah, I think that's much slower. Does it also slow down the controller? Let's try setting it to 5. The controller is, oddly enough, the same speed always, but it is slower on mouse and keyboard. You know what? I think it's slower on the controller because we do the movement of the controller. Right here, right thumbstick. Okay. I think we can increase the speed of the controller. I think it's a bit slow on controller. We could probably increase it a little, like a tad. Multiply by 1.3. Let's do multiply by 1.8. Thank you, John. Appreciate it. Yeah, the look sensitivity is unaffected in... Okay, that's much faster, which I think feels a little better. Although I do see the... You know, one thing I do see is the crosshair stays visible. Not the crosshair, the cursor, technically. Technically, that's the cursor. We have some control stuff we need to change. This is all using, or not all of it, but some of it is using the default UE spectator controls. Add default movement bindings, because that kind of helped. But it's actually proving to be more of a fucking pain in the ass, because all of the controls suck. I don't know. This is definitely, like, whoever made these default bindings is from someone who doesn't play video games or anything in that matter. Actually, they probably don't even use a computer. In fact, I don't even know how they coded this thing. I literally, why is left thumbstick move down and a right thumbstick button move up? Why? Who the fuck comes up with this shit? I shit you not. Left thumbstick button goes up, right A goes up. A goes up. That makes sense. Now, B does fucking nothing. Y does nothing. X, nothing. Why? Dude, what the fuck? The A button goes up, but the B button does not. Spacebar goes up as well. E and Q go up and down. Z, C and spacebar makes sense. Crouch and spacebar makes total sense. E and Q, same thing. I don't know why, but that makes sense because that's how you do it in the Unreal Editor. Is there anything else that I should maybe know about? Control makes sense. Control because it's crouch. When did I release Ghost Runner 2? Which game is Ghost Runner 2? Now, hold your tongue. If you're about to say Ronin, I want you to hold your tongue. Forever. I still remember when I was working at Ronin, and then someone released Ghost Runner, or they released Ghost Runner while I was working on it, and I was like, great, I can't wait to get so many fucking comments about people saying that I copied Ghost Runner. Yeah, the default movement bindings are interesting, to say the least. Very, very, very interesting. Very interesting. I don't know why, but yeah. So while I do want to do the button helper thingy for the buttons, if you highlight the camera mode or clipping, for example, and you hit spacebar, it'll just toggle them instead. Oh, right, yeah, because it becomes focused, so spacebar becomes useless. Spacebar should not be an input key for this, especially when there's a UI element. That's probably what's going on. My next game will be a farming simulator. Yes. Clicking farming simulator. Fishing minigame included for $5 extra. Yes. Roguelite elements. I don't know what I'm doing next. Okay, Zynga. Yes. Oh, dude. Oh, shit. Wait, hold on. We gotta get it. Damn. Get it over the... Get it over the... Get it over the... Don't forget the battle pass and the targeted microtransactions. Yes! I love that. Love that. All right, photo mode improved. Everything else, not improved. Can't hit escape on the caution pop-up when we're starting through pause menu. I used to do refrigeration work for Zynga. They had a buffet that took up much of the first floor, and their basement was a brewery slash bar with an arcade. Makes you wonder who the hell was doing the work over there. Who the fuck was doing any work over there? Makes like, dude, modern day tech companies are interesting. It's very interesting. There's like 3 guys in the entire company that literally lift the entire fucking thing. They had like 6 floors, and each floor was dedicated to a project. Was the first floor dedicated to fucking eating? That's a project. SUFR still in UE4? Are you going to switch to UE5 or SUFR? Still in UE4, yes. Always will be in UE4. I have no plans of switching to UE5. Next game, probably UE5. But I'm probably going to turn off Nanite, Lumen, all of that stuff. I'll probably switch to DX11, but I'm not... We'll see. We'll see when we get there. You know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of experimentation involved. Lots of experimentation I'm going to have to do. Especially considering I'm going to be using a lot of C++. So that'll probably be a lot of experimentation as well. The buffet era was like 20 giant TVs, was one in the building, streaming themselves playing League of Legends most of the time I was visiting. that's kind of funny. All right, but the real question is who are they playing? Okay, who are they playing? All right, the question is, who did they main? I still don't like UE5. Fridge, if I remember. I don't even know. That's a character? Fridge? There's a character called Fridge in League. It's been so long since I played League. And honestly, probably for the best, honestly. Oh, fuck if I remember. Oh, that's what you meant. Oh. Listen, man, this isn't an E for everyone stream, okay? I want you to use the right words. All right, hey. Let's just assume they were playing Mundo. They were playing Mundo. I honestly don't remember half of the character. There's Ash, Katarina, Mundo, Lady Geist. That's Deadlock. Hold on. Guy with sword, Tryndamere, Garen. There's too many characters, man. They're gonna start naming them numbers. There's Jin or John. It's painful to see you can't even get a break after release. Oh, don't worry about it, 606. I've been playing a lot of old school RuneScape and Deadlock. I'm currently like 1,200 total level. I've been getting breaks. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I've been spacing my workout. Have I touched grass? A couple times, but that shit's kind of gross. Like worms and stuff, you know. Diseases outside, you know. Have you ever gone to a grocery store and you hear someone coughing their fucking lungs off, and then you see them and you go into the aisle and they're like coughing on everything? Oh, dude. Oh, man. Ugh. God. The outside's fucking disgusting. Literally today. God, man. Who the fuck's parents are these motherfuckers? Someone get these Most of them are like 40 years old and shit. Dude. I'm about to like, you know what? There's one thing I can respect about my father. My father's very open. You know, he just says stuff, which is great. And I think I'm gonna start getting open. You know, if I see the next person coughing on everything, I'm gonna be like, "What are you coughing on? Is that your stuff? You taking that home with you?" Because someone else is gonna be taking that shit home, and you just fucking coughed on it. That should be a law. That's biohazard terrorism right there, or whatever you could use. These motherfuckers are spreading the damn germs all over the damn place. It's like those. It's like when you go to a grocery store and they have like a buffet area. Don't touch that shit. You can imagine the motherfucker, they cough on all the packaged stuff. Just imagine the stuff that's not packaged. Oh. Now, if you want to boost your immune system by challenging it a little bit once in a while, go ahead. Ideally, they have lids on the trays. The grocery store I go to nearby me does not have lids on the trays. And honestly, they should. Tired of these motherfucking coffers in this motherfucking aisle. Dude, it's gross, man. Who's teaching these motherfuckers things? God. Go to a preschool, your immune system will either get a workout, you'll die that week. Don't worry, I'm sure once I have a kid, it's going to happen a lot. I probably will die. I'm going to need a lot of vitamins. I need a lot of vitamins in my body. Pump it in my veins. I'm going to need an IV bag every other day. Kids are disgusting. They can be, but it's like, I think the problem is parents. Their kid is fucking gross. Or like, not their kid is gross. Their kid is sick, and they're like, oh, well, you're still going to preschool / daycare, because I don't give a fuck. Go spread. Go. Go spread it. Spread it to the other kids, which then spread it to their parents, which then spread it to the workspaces. So what I'm coming down to the conclusion is we need to stop having kids. Because if we stop having kids, everyone stops getting sick, right? If we separate the kids into prisons, different... if we separate the kids into different cells... Oh, God. It's really aggravating being one of the few parents that actually doesn't send their kids to school when they're sick. You're one of the good ones, at least, all right? All right, you're one of the good ones. God bless you. Or whatever else. Bless you. Or may luck be on your side. I don't know. Just quarantine them until they're 18. People are already doing that. They're starting to homeschool their kids. The state gets mad that I keep my daughter home when she's sick. They send letters of legal actions to send me to court. Wait, what? What? Quite literally work with viruses, bacteria, and pathogens for work, and my daughter's what gets me sick. It's that one little thing, man. Our state passed some new ridiculous stuff about school attendance. They're threatening parents to attend court if their kids miss like 12 days of school in a year. That's crazy. What the fuck? That's crazy. We talking economy? No, this goes into political land, not really economy. This goes into politics land, but like, that's stupid. That's dumb. So you're telling me when I skipped math class and physics class in high school constantly, I'd be fucking over my parents? You tell huh? You would today, yeah. It's a good thing I live in Canada, where things, I guess, aren't as bad. I suppose. That is that's special. That would make me I actually think that would make me move, to be honest. Personally, that would make me move. If I had a kid and that like came in, I would actually move. Like I'd move states, probably. Don't worry, we're coming for you. All of our stupid people will probably be moving to Canada as time goes on. Hey, deal with your own problems, man, okay? God. Some Americans that I will not name are always like, oh, move back to your country. Like, stay in your country. Fix your own problems, buddy. Okay. We got our own problems, such as the fact that they removed the chocolate Danish from Tim Hortons like 13 years ago because Dunkin' Donuts bought them or some shit, or whoever bought them, and they fucked up our like one thing that makes Canada Canada, which is Tim Hortons, and now it's gone. What are we supposed to do now? What do we look to McDonald's, who apparently now has Tim Hortons supply chain for coffee? Like, what the hell is going on? I skip school so much, I now have to bring a doctor's certificate each time I'm not there. Dude, I started skipping school so much at one point. Not that much. Like, I've seen other motherfuckers that literally, like, they skipped half of the year. Like, I'm not even kidding. Half of their entire semester they skipped. I didn't do that, but I skipped a lot. I did end up skipping a lot of math and whatever. I couldn't care. You can dunk on American McDonald's, but you can't dunk on an Austrian McDonald's? Okay, what does Austrian McDonald's do right? What do they do differently? I need to know. What do they do differently? To be fair, it's so funny because McDonald's started in America, and now McDonald's is better literally anywhere else, except Canada. Canada, I think, is also like on the deep end of shit. Like, you go to a Swiss McDonald's, it's not bad. It's okay. It's expensive, which honestly probably evens everything out, but cooked fresh on order and has a better menu list? Okay, okay. Also EU standards of quality for food? Yeah. Don't they have the tangy Kansas City barbecue sandwich all year round in Austria? What the hell? You're making my mouth water. Can you stop talking? School delinquency is a road to game to talk to your kids before it's too late. Hey, it could be either a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe they start making games that literally no one wants to fucking buy. Then you're in the shitter, okay? Because your kid can't move out ever. Or they end up making a big hit casino game or something. I don't know. And then you're in the money. And then they end up still being a little shit. So, yeah, maybe, yeah. I say that as a game dev of 10 years. Can I say I've been doing it for 12 years if I technically only started learning it 12 years? I feel like you can't say you've been doing it for 12 years if you've been learning it for 12 years. I actually don't even know how many years. Who cares? If I had a new level design tool that has not hit the market yet, would you be willing to get a beta copy to try off stream and give me some feedback? I'm usually very reluctant when it comes to downloading things. I would say send me like what your documentation looks like and like a video and some screenshots of the level design tool. I can kind of fill in the gaps there. I'm usually pretty good at filling in the gaps there. 11 years professional experience, started learning like 16 years ago. Okay. I don't have any professional experience besides, I guess, contract work and whatnot, which I guess is professional experience, but I'm just a guy who uses this piece of software slightly better than someone who's never used it before. Send me a picture of your nipple. Am I reading this out of context? Is there something I'm supposed to be seeing here? Hold on. Oh, no, there's literally no context. That is actually what... All right, there's no context. None. It's just, that's the message. Hey, Josh. How are you? I'm good. How are you? Yeah, I started when I was in high school. Grim, I gotta go to bed so I get enough sleep so I don't feel like skipping school tomorrow. See ya. Hey, you do that, man. You do that. And by you do that, I mean you stay here and you skip school. No. Go fucking sleep, man. Don't be me. Don't be me when I was in high school, okay? Get some good rest. It's not worth watching this stream of a static screen with my dumbass talking about random subjects that nobody cares about. Cleaning up my game's code right now, it's painful. I will probably never clean up my game's code, besides like some optimizations and fixing bugs and whatnot, and any very apparent... Well, we have that one UI issue where the UI, or Slate, for some reason, gets really heavy. The man doesn't even comment his code. I don't need to comment my code. My code is self-explainable. Everything is self-explainable about my code. For 90% of my code. 90%. 95%. How did the third person release go? It went well. I think. I think the one thing that I would say the third person... Okay, don't get me wrong. I'm very happy with how well the third person mode did. It did bring in a large amount of casual players who expected the game to be almost like Max Payne quality, you know, AAA quality or whatnot. It did bring in, you know, a much more varied audience, which is great and also shit. But I don't regret it. Do you want me to get the hundreds of clips of you saying what was past me doing? Okay. Listen, that was me knowing what the code was doing and then questioning what the fuck was he doing, okay? It wasn't me not knowing what the code was doing. I knew what the code was doing or trying to do. The question is, why the fuck did I do it the way that I do it? Okay? All right? Okay? I know what I write, and let me tell you, I can read what other people code, and... Look at my side profile. It's gonna get dangerous in here. All right. The other 10% of the code falls under wizardry category. Okay, that's true. All right. Can you not redeem that when I'm talking, please? I'm hungry. Let's get some work done. What are we working on? Executing, activating slow-mo after a perfect dodge will cause the enemy being executed to have a desynced execution animation. God, that's a lot of words. That's a lot of words. Man. That's a lot of words. We should be working more on these guns. Yes! I literally have no more muscle. It's actually so demotivating. Because I used to work out when I was in high school. It's not a lie. I used to. Everyone thinks it's a lie for some reason. It's not a lie. I used to have big muscles. Huge. Humongous. I used to be the largest man in the gym. In the school gym. I was pretty large. I was enormous. I was ginormous. And huge. And now, after having all my muscles disappeared, I feel like there's something more depressing about having something you had and then it being gone. versus you not having it at all. You know what I mean? Is that... I can imagine a professional sports player, like let's say a soccer player, gets into a huge injury that stops them from playing a year, and then they get back into practicing, and it gets so fucking hard. Dude, that must be so demoralizing. That must be like, oh my God. That's crazy. You know what I mean? I feel that way when I play competitive shooters. I used to be really good at Counter-Strike. Nowadays, I play a shooter, and I feel like fucking ass. My hands aren't doing things. I'm fucking slamming my keyboard and shit, because it's just so frustrating. Oh, it's so frustrating. Out of curiosity, what are your biggest gripes with level design tools in terms of geometry? I don't really know. You would have to ask me that question again later, Kat. I'd have to think about it. You see a cloud and you start yelling at it? I'm not that old. Not yet. I was 104 kilograms when I used to train. Right now I'm just a little fatty with thick arms. Hey, you can get back into it, and you should get back into it, all right? Right now, get on the floor and give me 30 push-ups. Let's go. It's not that easy. Yeah, I know. I know. All right, start counterattack. What the hell is going on? I know my code. I know what's going on. Wait, I'm in the wrong place. Where the fuck am I? Perfect dodge. Aha. After 9 months, I finally went back to the gym last week. If I can do it, anyone can. Okay, see, going to the gym is not the challenge for me. It's going to the gym consistently. That's the challenge for me, and building up the discipline to keep going. Same with waking up early and not like a degenerate. I'm waking up like... I don't want to say... I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about when I wake up, okay? Can we not talk about it? Thank you. I recall you building a few spline-based tools, but didn't like them. The problem is that they were limiting. Like, let's say you're building like a house and you want to start putting like in between pieces based off of like where a specific instance mesh is. It's like not really possible to select that mesh and replace it unless I had like a custom system for that. That I think is my problem. And a lot of it becomes very like manual work. And on top of that, I'm like conforming. I have to like, I'm forced to utilize Unreal's janky fucking vector tools, 3D vectors and stuff like that. Not a good time. Like imagine if I could go in here, I could select a specific, so these are all different instances where the lines are. Imagine if I could just click on an instance and swap it out with something else. That would be kind of cool, having that kind of control, right? I think that just comes down to like very custom tool set stuff. Yeah. I use that time to mull design problems in my game. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. I gotta really start going back to the gym. I really do. I gotta get fit. Like I'm at like I think I passed my prime from an age standpoint of where you're like at your peak from a physicality standpoint. Maybe not. Maybe I'm still in my peak. I'm 28. I just gotta use this time before I get too old and things are, you know, difficult to, you know what I mean? Yeah. You could do that with tool scripting in V5. These are things that I'd love to learn for sure. I love learning stuff like that. Because it makes level design, it takes it from a super technical and annoying and snapping things into places, and it takes it more into like Lego, you know, playing around with it, making it so you're just, everything is that from a creativity standpoint rather than trying to optimize the scene and fucking bullshit and all that stuff. Like, that's something I'd like to do, is like, how do we cut out all the, even though I like coming up with the stuff that cuts out the, you know what I mean? I do like that part. I do like that problem solving aspect. It's just, yeah. Pretty sure my peak was already a valley, but can't hurt to try. You just had a valley rather than a mountain. Listen, I never had a mountain either. The things humans are able to accomplish these days from a physical standpoint is insane. And I think it's only going to go up. Evolution. Evolution. So the cinematic bullet time is activating even though time focusing is set to true. And that is what's going on here. And yet here we are with only 2 sets of teeth. Motherfucker, what do you want? Like another 4th set of teeth? You want to look like a shark? Goes both ways. The amount of cholesterol one can digest today is insane. That's true. I could suck up an entire like unhealthy meal, but I'm sure it's a secret. It's an invisible damage. I bet you it's invisible damage. Okay. You say evolution like Agent Smith from The Matrix. I don't know. How does he say it? Evolution. 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 I baked 4 loaves of pumpkin bread last night. Is the struggle not to eat all 4 as my meals today? Don't worry, just give it in my direction. I'll eat it all for you. I will. I'll eat all that. I fucking love that shit. Hell yeah. Can I get a CAT scan with contrast to check out my arteries, please? Thanks, doc. Yeah, no, seriously. Seriously. It's bad. All right. I think the problem's right here. The problem is right over here. It's weird because we do activate the time focus. Executing and activating slow-mo after a perfect dodge will cause the enemy being executed to have a desynced execution animation. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Wow, this gets into some interesting territory. Okay, hit me. Or don't. That's fine too. Ah! Wait, is slow-mo even needed? Wait, hold on. It might even just be literally just the counterattack. It is the slow-mo. Activating the slow-mo. Is it activating the slow-mo during the execution, or is it activating the slow-mo? Activating during breaks it as well. So it's not something on startup, it's something during. You should do a different animation when they get shot in the butthole. Listen, man, I don't got time for that. But if I did have time for that, I would do that. That sounds funny. Or a nut shot. Nut shot. Okay, I'm understanding an issue here. The player slow-mo is a different value than the actual slow-mo. Value becomes half speed. Here we do 0.7 plus, so that's a 70% increase on top of 50%. Huh. If I provide the animations, what do you think? I just got my mocap gear today. If you provide the getting shot in the asshole animation, is that let me get back to you on that. Let me get back to you on that. Hmm. So it does not have to do with the execution itself. The counterattack is, or the perfect dodge is fine on its own. It has to do with going into slow-mo. Right here. Slow player. So that gets activated. Shit. Here we immediately set the custom time dilation to 1. Hold on. Enemies defying photo mode 1? Yes, but it's not necessarily connected with photo mode whatsoever. Connected to a mishap of button presses. Hold on, I'm thinking. I also gotta check my email. Uh-oh. I just got a localization offer on my game store page. It's only been live for like an hour. Vultures, man. I wouldn't respond to any of those. Personally. In fact, I would probably blacklist it. Um, I just got to reply to an email. And having within a perfect dodge less slow-mo input combination too. I think is that thing just it might not even be. Let's try doing it without the execution. Let's see. Let's see. Does it also break just in general? Hmm. Damn it. It's so weird. It's like the enemy is not. Let's see here. Active, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, makes sense. Herm. Is this like not valid somehow? Let me, I gotta put this on the side so I can debug it real quick. Hold on, hold on. Yeah, it's running it. Wait, hold on, I didn't actually run the proper thing. Hold on, we gotta do this. Do that. Perfect dodge. Punch him, slow-mo. I think it works if we slow-mo before the execution. I think it's during. Interesting. This line of code, which is our entire bullet timeline, stopped executing. It stopped executing while doing the execution. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think we're fine. Something is stopping this code entirely, or stopping the bullet timeline. Let me let's double check. Let me double check again, but this time I'm going to have the entire thing visible so I can see if it gets deactivated. It's probably being stopped or something. Okay. So we punch. Wait, hold on. I gotta check if this shit's even connected. Yes. Okay, good. Why does it stop executing? They want to jump you out of here. You've probably seen it already though also. Hold on, give me a sec. Alright, back. Check the one that DM'd you. Wait, were you going? Oh, interesting. You started going really fast. But what caused that? Perfect dodge. Dude, I don't know. I literally don't know. Perfect dodge. Shotgun. Grabbing an enemy. I activated slow-mo at some point in there. Let me turn on audio. Yeah. Interesting. There is fuckery afoot. There is fuckery afoot. Grab is in there too, and I'm not sure if it's affecting it. The grab shouldn't affect any slow-mo related stuff. That might be the same issue with this one. It's something to do with this custom time dilation in here. This ends up activating on the enemy. They end up getting set to a different value somewhere. We should not have that there. Or maybe that's what's fixing it when we reactivate it. That's when we start time focusing. What? Interesting. So that node is fixing something, but it's a duct tape fix. It's a duct tape fix for something much larger. And then something is turning it off, but it's not resetting slow player. It's not resetting it because interesting. What is the alpha doing? The more overlapping isn't usually an issue in other scenarios. It's another situation of potato code, tons of different things coming into play. I do have this alpha value system here. So what we could do as a fix, let's say we do want the player to be slowed, right? I'm going to do this as like a duct tape fix for now. It's not going to look very clean, but I should do this in a different way, actually. Instead of going into a branch, we should do a select. If false, we'll do this. And if true, we'll take the alpha, slap that into a lerp. It'll go from whatever their current dilation is to 1. Okay, the problem with doing the way I'm about to do here is this will have an incremental, this will be incremental, but that's okay because we want this to repair itself just in a smoothish way. A little potato code, but whatever. It's getting to a point now where everything's potato. All right, a little bit of potato salad here, a little bit of spaghetti. We're going to get our current custom time dilation, which should be synced up with the enemy that we're executing anyway, so we don't need to read that guy. Okay. That should make it so we no longer need this branch, because instead we're doing a select. And that should repair our custom time dilation to the actual proper time dilation. Not the most correct way of doing things, but it should repair our player character. So here's what we're going to do. Perfect dodge into slow-mo. Pretty sure the next punch is going to kill him. Well, that fixed that. Let's double check though. Should probably fix him turning into a strudel. I don't know. Might be a good idea. I'm into strudels, but not when they're my player enemy. Okay, slow-mo is fixing it. What if I go like this? Perfect dodge into... Man. It's slightly sped up. You can kind of see it speeding up. I have an idea. Here we have slow player set to false. And what that does is it goes from plus 1.7 to 1.0. We are going to check if executing... We're going to check if executing enemy is true. If it is, it will be set to true. Otherwise... Let's see how that looks. Otherwise it'll be set to false. Goodbye. I think I just sped up my character. Fuck. Did I see my character be... Was he sped up? It kind of looked like he was speeding up. No, I think it was just the animation. Otherwise, we would just be kind of stuck in the mud. There's a lot of things that can kind of turn the tide in your favor, for sure. In a good way, right? So... I kind of don't like that they instantly start blocking when Okay, they don't speed up. They go actually slower. Which is okay. At least that's fixed for the most part. Okay, it seems like that's fixed. That seems like it's fixed. What's being worked on here? We're fixing some bugs. Fixing some bugs. I gotta wake up early tomorrow. I gotta go to the dentist at 8:45 a.m. Who the fuck goes to the dentist at... Well, such is life. I'm truly becoming an adult. I had to get up super early today for fucking jury duty summons. I've never had to do that. And if I have had to do that, it's definitely in the mailbox. Chances are, I might have a hefty fee to pay. What if they just send me an email instead? I don't know if that's a thing here in Canada. Or maybe it is. And I've just lucked out and have yet to... I have yet to receive any sort of jury duty stuff. I got an email. Damn. I don't know how that works here in Canada. No clue how that works here in Canada. Initially, the thing was in the mail, but to find out what I was to report, I got an email. Why don't they just... I hate when the government sends us paper. Like, stop fucking doing that. Can you just send an email? It literally is way less time to do that, way less effort, and less paper waste. I don't get it. There's so much paper waste because old people, we need to get them out of here. All right, get them out of here. They're fucking everything up. Get them out of here. What are they doing? Taking fucking retirement money that like none of us are going to be able to even take advantage of anyways? Come on, get them out of here. They're just playing bingo. Listen, they're just rotting anyways, okay? Chilled hair Asman. You just described the entire French retirement system. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Partially. I'm partially. You know, in every joke, there's a 1% truth, right? You know what I mean? Anybody who tells you otherwise is probably a racist. Anyone's like, no, it's just a joke. There's a little bit of truth in every joke, all right? If someone's like, hey, your hair looks like blah, blah, blah. And they're like, I'm just joking with you. I got the jacket for beating 3 Alpha, Beta, and Charlie by running past the targets and then doing the second challenges after. Yeah, there's a bit of a loophole in that level, which is you can just not kill anything, unfortunately. Does that still give you an S ranking? Oh, I guess you get the time challenge from that. Yeah. Then I felt guilty and redid it officially. You cheated not only yourself, you cheated not only the game, but yourself. Nah, that's fine. You know, I would just say play the game you want to, the way you want to. But yeah, some of the challenges can be a bit cheated. I think there was a review recently. Why do I even fucking read this shit anymore? They were like, the challenges are there, but you can kind of just cheat it by just using modifiers. And it's like, yeah, but like... whatever, man. Listen, if you do that, then it's like kind of on you, I guess. Or maybe it's on the game. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Listen, there's no one size fits all. If you make it so you can't use the modifiers to finish challenges, you piss off someone. If you do it so the challenges can be finished while modifiers are enabled, you piss off someone. You literally can't fucking win. You literally can't win. So, what am I to do? You can't win. There is no winning. There are no winners here. Good thing devs no longer put in cheat codes. We should bring that back. Either way, someone would just... You know, back then, cheat codes, you had to read a magazine. Okay, I wasn't that old when you had to do that. You had to read online. Nowadays, when you want to find a cheat code that's in a game... You just ask stupid-ass ChatGPT because no one has any fucking brain processing power to actually search something else, something themselves. ChatGPT, chew my food for me. ChatGPT, can you read me a bedtime story? ChatGPT, can you do my taxes? Wait, what do you mean I'm getting audited? I asked ChatGPT to do my taxes. So ask Google instead of ChatGPT? To be fair, Google nowadays really sucks. It is pretty shit, so... You ask ChatGPT to Google it for you, and then you click the Google link that it gives you. Wait, no. No, you just ask it to find the link. There you go. Skip the Google part. Gork, what does this mean? All right, Gork. All right, ChatGPT, what does Gork mean by this? You just go in a loop. Hey guys, here's my my AI stack. First, I ask Grok, and then from Grok, I ask ChatGPT to emphasize and tell me the understanding of what Grok is saying. But then from there, I then ask if... Listen, I'm so out of the loop when it comes to the AI stuff. I just don't care for it, to be honest. I don't use it. Call me old. I'm old now. I feel old. Yeah, Google has definitely gone downhill. ChatGPT is my principal engineer, Grok is my testing department, and Gemini totally playtests it for me. Do you think executives think that way? And then they're like, why do we hire so many employees? Let's just fire them all. And replace them all with AI workflows. Where the fuck I am? Can't hit escape or on caution pop-up when restarting through pause menu. There's news now that they're hiring humans again to fix the AI slop. Guy puts in code made by an AI, doesn't know how the code works. Guy who actually knows how to code has to fix the shitty code and just redo it all. Microsoft dropped a lot of engineers thanks to AI. Yeah, no wonder Windows is going downhill. It all makes sense. It all makes sense. It was going downhill ages before AI. That's true, but it's just going downhill farther. It's like, it's a steep fucking hill. Like, if you were to fall off of it, you would die, basically. You know, at least downhill, you maybe roll down, kind of like those cheese, you know those challenges in, like, London or in the UK, where they, like, fall down a hill for a cheese ball or cheese roll? Yeah, that. Cheese wheel? That's the word. For a cheese wheel? Did you know that's a thing? Now you know. So many people get injured. Oh my, I'm not laughing at that. I'm just laughing at the concept that they would actually just roll down a hill and fucking for a cheese wheel. And that's the entire challenge. If you had that keybind for the flashlight toggle, couldn't you just make that work while in photo mode too? I could. I could. I could. This is true. I could. Make it easier in a sense implementing it. The thing is, I'd still have to copy paste the code. And that's because when we go into photo mode, we're possessing a different pawn, which is the spectator pawn, and then we're leaving our player pawn there. Am I the only one who plays with the laser and flashlight off? No, I play with it off as well. I am not very happy with it as features, to be honest. And honestly, part of me is thinking of disabling it by default. Just because I'm not very happy with the quality of the laser and the flashlight, to be honest. Yeah. Game needs a replay mode, really, so people can show their runs off in a cinematic way. We looked through what it would take to get that in. It's doable, but for the amount of time it would take to do it, I would rather just move on to the next game and put those efforts into a different game. I would essentially have to replicate. It could be half-assed, but I would essentially have to put in replication, multiplayer replication almost, to get the replay editor to work. Well, no poggers for you, lazy dev? Yeah, I'm lazy. It's true. It's true. I'm extremely lazy. I only trust lazy people. Yeah, I'm pretty lazy. I'm pretty lazy, admittedly. And that, before I forget, I gotta set my alarm for really early tomorrow. Waking up at 7 a.m. I don't do that often. And by often, I mean I rarely do that. In fact, I just don't do that. I don't do that at all. That's not a thing that happens. In fact, that's crazy. That's fucking wild. Who the hell wakes up at 7 a.m.? Reading Twitch chat, just waiting. Doors opening with a secret button, responding, quick restart button, key binding. Can hit escape on caution pop-up and restarting the pop-up. Okay, so that, I think I know what needs to be done. The key binding, we need to make a new input action. We need to put it into the input menu. Okay. I think I'll do these two off stream. I'm just chilling right now. I'm hungry. The glorious sound for it too. Ah, true, true. Yes. I gotta find that sound file. Put it in the project. Quick redeem push-ups. I'm not doing them. I'm not doing them. I'm heading out here though. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for lurking, chat, and sticking around. Little 2.5 hour stream. Today I went to bed at 5 a.m. while my neighbor just got in the car for work. Yeah, that's when I go to bed. Like 3 a.m. It's not good. It's not good. I don't like... Listen, I take no pride in my horrendous sleep schedule. I do not take any pride in such a bad lifestyle. I do not. I do not take any pride in all of this. It's genetic? No, it's more like my, I just started going to bed way too late, and then it became a habit, and now it is my circadian rhythm to go to bed at a horrible time. It's bad. Anyways, I'll see you guys, hopefully tomorrow. Yeah, I think. And... yeah. Have a great day. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for lurking, chatting, sticking around. And I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.